welcome to another side quest episode of Talk This! It's dangerous to podcast alone. I'm one of your hosts, Madelyn, and today, once again, we're going to be talking about 10 different topics, 5 each, for 1 minute apiece, alternating. So, without any further ado, let's jump in!
So, hey Squeenix, I don't know what evil leprechaun or dragon that you're run by, but I really wish you would stop trying to hoard all of my money. I mean, I want Kingdom Hearts 3, okay? I can't help myself. It's the first game I ever remember playing as a child, so despite all its weird, confusing timelines, I'm very attached to this series, and I just want the third entry, okay? I don't want 2.8 or whatever the heck it is. I mean, it was perfectly fine. I bought it because I'm a sucker, but, just give me what I want. And, stop with, all the other games that you're putting out, too, that I like perfectly fine, but I just want Kingdom Hearts 3, and is that too much to ask? And maybe put some chocobos into Kingdom Hearts 3, because I'm really a big fan of chocobos. Just pull a Beyonce and just drop the game all of a sudden, and man, we're golden.
Alright folks, gaming is serious business and you could really hurt yourself when it's getting really intense, so I'm going to give you some great stretches for gamers. Now first, the obvious one, we've all heard it before, is that every 15 minutes you should look at something 15 feet away for 15 seconds to prevent eye strain, because when you're trying to beat that boss and you squint up your eyes, you can really hurt yourself, and we want you to be able to see so you can play that new game that's coming out. Now before you start, I want you to rotate your wrists in a circle a couple of times both ways. This will prevent you from straining your wrists while you're playing when you throw your controller with frustration. You're also going to want to extend your arm all the way and use your other arm to pull your fingers back. That's going to get your arm a little stretch out so that you can really pump your fists in the air when you crush your friend at Mario Kart or, God forbid, Super Smash Bros. Have I mentioned that I hate Super Smash Bros? Anyway, final thing, stretch your neck, do a neck roll all the way around so that when you're rolling your eyes at something dumb that somebody said to you over a headset who lives in who knows where, you won't strain your neck and throw it out. Got your backs, guys.
So as much as I like the Washington Post, it's not exactly the place I go to find video game news. One, because it's not there, and two, when it is there, it's sort of questionable. I mean, they put Mirror's Edge Catalyst on their best games of 2016 list, which, doesn't seem right to me. But whatever. You just say, if you really want to know what's happening in the video game industry, you gotta have, your own personal news sources that you look at. I like to look at Gamasutra for some more in-depth articles, and I'm sure you've heard of at least IGN, which is more of a gaming-focused news site in addition to movies and TV. And there's a lot of specialized websites too, so if you are into a certain type of game, there's a website out there that only does news on that sort of game. And it's if you want to know what's happening, it's important that you check these and you know what's happening and what's going to happen also, because what's happening feeds into what's going to happen. And
so as you know, if you follow us on Instagram, Instagram plug, Emma is a really big fan of the Just Dance games, and I'm a big fan too, although I don't have a system in my room, but as a kid, I used to love Dance Dance Revolution. Come on, we all did. But what I've been thinking about a lot lately, particularly as someone who lives in Miami, where sort of going out and dancing is a big deal, is how funny it would be if people pulled out the moves from these games on the real dance floor. I mean, DDR is a given, right? It's so impressive when somebody is doing it on the system. It's wow, you're doing it on super expert mode. What a G. But imagine if you went out and tried to do those steps in real life. Pretty ridiculous, right? But see, Just Dance, it seems like it should transfer. You are doing a real routine. The people on screen usually look like they're doing something that's coordinated. But if you look at a video of yourself doing it, which, by the way, the PlayStation 4 version does take, and they are hilarious, you look ridiculous. So I challenge everyone to go out and bust out their favorite move from their favorite dance game and see the kind of looks they get at the club.
So sometimes characters in video games wear outfits that really make no sense, right? Or have hair that make no sense, or whatever, names or body structures, but mostly outfits. And particularly in JRPGs, which is Japanese role-playing games from Japan. And I'm playing the most recent Tales game right now, and we might talk about it at some point, But I'm sorry, I know that my main character is a demon and doesn't get sunburn or frostbite and whatever, but the outfit she wears, velvet, just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's just like it's held together by nothing, like by belts. That's her pants is literally just belts, and there's no way that's comfortable. No belt is comfortable, and she must be flashing every single time she fights, and it's just like you wear whatever you want, okay? I'm not saying that, but it has to be practical to what you're actually supposed to be doing in the game.
So I'd like to take a moment to extol the joys of morning gaming. Now maybe I'm a really type A person, but I really love rolling out of bed. You're already still in your pajamas. You don't feel like you're having to stop working. You just get to jump right in to playing your game. Gaming in the morning is absolutely the best time, and I'll fight anyone that says otherwise. You get to just chill on the couch, maybe you'll eat some breakfast while you do it, big bowl of cereal with your game, nothing beats that, although I'm usually eating oatmeal because you got to feel healthy while you're getting your gaming junk food on. So it's also perfect because lunch sort of gives you the perfect break to decide, you know what, I've been playing for a few hours. Am I ready to commit to a whole day playing video games, or do I need to stop? Either way, it's a good break point when you're getting frustrated with your game. I just think waking up and rolling out of bed and having that sort of comfy, cozy gaming day while the sun's still coming up, it's not so bright out that you feel like a complete hermit yet, it's really the ideal time.
So you haven't noticed, we have a blog, and I think what I'm going to do my next blog on is that there's these whole methodologies of player types, where players have different motivations for playing games, and they have different things that they look for in games and different reasons why they like different types of games. There's a whole bunch of different sort of theories on it and different categorizations, but I would say if you want something quick, you can go to Quantic Foundry, where they sort of map your player motivations based on this really quick survey. I, for instance, tend to be pretty balanced, except for I'm really low on social aspects and really high on immersion aspects, which means I don't really care for playing with other people, and I really like the story. I guess I just think of the collaborative and competitive as online, which I've never really gotten into, but it's so interesting the different ways that people are drawn to games and the different reasons that people like them, and I could go into a whole blog post, which I will soon.
So gaming has started to become sort of wider than just console systems, and I just don't mean on your phone and whatnot. I mean, gaming has become a terminology that we use for other parts of our lives, like gamifying our lives. So Emma and I are actually pretty big fans of a couple of productivity apps that use gaming as a paradigm to help you achieve your goals. Now, the biggest one that we both love is called Habitica. They're not telling us to say this, I just wanted to talk about it. Habitica, it used to be called Habit RPG, which can tell you what it is, but basically you form a character, you give yourself habits and dailies and fun little tasks every day to check off, and you get points and experience and gold, and you get to battle monsters as you defeat your tasks. It's pretty great. You should check it out. Emma just killed me the other day because she didn't do her tasks. Shout out, just saying. Another one I used to love, which I don't have time to talk about that much, is Photocracy, which is kind of a similar thing, but it's much more workout focused. They also have personal trainers now. I think it's really cool that we're using games in this way, and I only have 4 more seconds, but check these apps out. They're really cool.
I'm a big proponent that there should be more diversity in games. I play as a white man so much that I can expect the white man to play as a woman or a black man or a black woman every once in a while, right? That's what I think. But I think particularly in games where gender doesn't matter to the storyline, it's mostly important. The Fire Emblem games, for instance, have jumped on board with this. And while I think that the games where you are allowed to pick your gender, it works better when it is one gender, but I really appreciate being able to play as whatever I want and being able to do that. So I don't see why more games where it's the gender of your character doesn't matter try to get on that. The Persona games, for instance, or sometimes Assassin's Creed, why does it matter if it's male or female in some cases? It doesn't. So I don't understand why there isn't more sort of customizable options too, instead of this default male.
Okay, so I'm just going to rant about Kingdom Hearts for a minute. Now, Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite video game series of all time. Having said that, I've only played Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, and Kingdom Hearts 2, and a little bit of Dream Drop Distance, I think. I don't even quite remember, but that's what the rant is about. See, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out sometime in the near-ish indeterminate future, not that they'll ever tell us when. And I, as a fan of the series, am going to feel really gypped if in playing Kingdom Hearts 3, playing the other two numbered games isn't enough. I don't think it's fair to me as a consumer that they released all of these games on all of these different platforms and didn't indicate to me that they were vital. See, by not titling them with numbers in the thing or with 2.8 or whatever, I feel like it was marketed to me as these are extra games. You don't need to have played these. That's not fair. That's not true. I know they're releasing them now on the main systems, but they're doing it as like 2.5, 2.8. And you know what that sounds like? That sounds like a ripoff to get my cash. Come on, people. Let's not be deceptive. Give them all numbers. It would help.
Hey, it's your other host, Emma. Madelyn led off the show. Thank you for listening to our second side quest. We will probably never get better at these, but I dare you to try it. So there. Remember that next week we have another full episode for you, talking about Watch Dogs 2 and Okami. So we're on a dog theme, I guess. And we've got blogs, and we've got show notes, and we've got social media accounts, and really, if you enjoy this at all, please give us a share. It helps us out so much, and we are so impossibly grateful, and you get 1,000 experience points in our book. But thank you for listening, and we will talk again real soon. Have a great day.